So here's my story begin. Because I was when the first time I saw the topic for my teacher, and the topic is about how you change throughout the 4 months, like in Purdue, the first 4 months. And the first person that came to my mind who helped me to change this my boyfriend. But this is not like a romantic story because we just living a normal life. So there's nothing very romantic here, just a daily life. But he really helped me a lot to just change me from a very messy girl to who I am right now. So I really want to talk about that. So before I met my boyfriend, I was just a girl who have a very very messy life. I cannot find everything. Like I always lose my stuff. I lose my PUID for the first time, and I could not keep everything on time. I sometimes always pass the due, and without aware of it, when somebody told me that, oh, we have a due, and I'm kind of like, what? So and also I'm very easy to be upset. So by the time I feel really upset for myself, my boyfriend just helped me and changed me to improve my life quality. It's like, however, because he have a lot of good living habits rather than me, and he is always willing to help me to improve myself. But I sometimes will feel very uncomfortable for that, because when you need to change your lifestyle, you kind of like refuse to change because you have already get used to it. So you always think that everything you believe is true, but actually it's not. So we kind of have some fight with each other, but not that kind of fight, just we have some conflict opinion, but he will always finally just tell me and just make me think that what he said is right. And first he kind of like he gets up very early at morning because he pushed himself to have a 8:30 class, to do some exercise. And I know that everyone is a normal human being. They always kind of like, when the weather is cold, they always cannot get up so early. But he just give him a class as he needs to go to the class, so he just get up very early. So he can push himself to do these things. It's like he give himself, he want to make his life more quality. And by the time he get up, he will always ask me to get up too. And I'm kind of like, if he do not call me like to get up, I will sleep to 9 or 10 o'clock, things like that, because I don't have a class early than 10:30. but because of him, I always get up so early and start to study and do the things I need to do. And also his ability to control his mood is in different situations is really well. And for example, when I'm taking a test, like I forgot to bring my PUID, and I'm like going crazy because they need the ID to check for the checking and check out. So during the time I do my test, I'm kind of like feel like I'm gonna cry. But then teacher just came to me and asked me that, is this your PUID? And I'm kind of like shocking. And the second I just think that maybe it's my boyfriend who helped me. And when I get out, like my boyfriend told me that he found out I did not bring my PUID, and he just take the ID from his dorm and to the test center, and he cannot get in, so he just asked a teacher to help him to just give the ID to me. And he's like at that time I was like super warm inside. Yeah. And that's a very typical example. And he loved to do exercise, and he will take me to Cork. Sometimes we just do exercise together. So if without him, I may just stay in my dorm, just do nothing. Yeah. But I found out that in America, a lot of Americans love to do exercise, and I think that is a very good living habits, and it's him who bring me to this kind of living habits, and I really appreciate that. And he spent a lot of time on teaching me on my study field. It's like first when I have some difficulty in study, and he always teaches me to do not just finish the homework, but also need to understand every single concept between the homework. Like for example, my math homework, I always think like, oh, I just need to know how to solve the question, but I will not just go deep inside how every single concept work between the question. So, but he will always teach me, like, because I'm a economic major and he's a engineering major, so his math ability is better a lot than me. So he just to teach me how every single concept between the question worked, and by his help, I'm kind of like know every concept, and I can solve the problem easily by myself. And during the I also became calmer and could solve those problems more effectively during the test. At first, I cannot take the test easily because I'm kind of like think that it's a little bit hard for me. But with his help, I'm kind of like everything is in my control. So the first month is he helped me, and for the second and the third month, I'm kind of like I can handle them by myself just because of he told me to do that. And he also helped me to revise some of my subjects before the exams, and I learned a lot of ways to go over the knowledge quickly. For example, my economic is have an exam tomorrow, and the night before, he just spent a lot of time with me, like up to 2 o'clock. He just teach me how to do that, how to just remember the things, because he have already take the test in his high school, like things like that. So he really helped me a lot. Without him, I cannot be myself right now. And also, I start to change and to plan for myself by myself. Like I began to make plans for me on my phone, on the calendars. I start to note something I need to do every day, and I also eliminate almost any opportunity to missing a due date, and I start to tidy up my stuff and make everything in order, and I become a more organized person than before. Just everything is because of him. So this time I think he helped me to get into this country, to get used to the life here more, because if I only do these things by myself, I'm kind of like I will feel very stressful, and I cannot have someone to talk to. But he just make me think that life here is very good, and I think he changed me by his tirelessly correction, and that made me believe the old belief in my country, because Chinese people always think that young love can always make our life quality be bad, and think that it will affect our scores. But I think in our story, I didn't see that. He helped me to be a better person, to be a better student too. So I think with his help, I get used to the life here and I become a better person. So I think sometimes love can help us to improve ourselves, to improve our mind, to make us be be more determined and to have to have more goals to achieve and two people together to help each other to when he feels stressful I will also help him like to to just give him a better way to think and I will help him with his relationship between people and I think that's kind of a good relationship between couples. So I'm kind of like I really appreciate him and he have changed me a lot here. So that's my story. Thank you.